Alrighty guys, welcome. Excuse the, well, sorry for being late, is what I'm trying to say, apologies. Hope you guys forgive me. But anyway, let's get underway. Good morning, good afternoon, as always. Very good evening. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Welcome to another London stream. Once again, apologies for being late, guys. I had a fair bit going on just then to get something out of the way. Yeah, but I'm here now, so that's the main thing. And I hope you guys are all doing well. So let's see how we can go today. Again, good to see there's quite a lot of volatility. Sometimes it's a good thing, other times it means things are a little bit difficult. Potentially may be an option there on gold. Hopefully some of you were in it, not for me, because I was flat out doing something very important which come up. All right, so in the meantime, guys, you know the drill. Hit the like button, smash the like button. Don't forget to say g'day, guys, in the YouTube chat, TikTok as well. You guys who are, there are anyone watching on TikTok at the moment, if there is anyone, don't be shy as well. So without further ado, guys, let's take a look and let's start with gold. And what we can see is we are forming a very strong bullish candle on the current weekly candle. Candle itself has now broken the high of the previous candle. We are hovering above it. So based off that, I'm more likely based off that higher time frame to look for potential buys either upon a break of the high upon continuation above the high, or B, upon a pullback within this candle to levels of support and potentially look for support to form to buy. Now, daily time frame, once again, more concerned by the candles itself as opposed to the structure these days. What we can see though is that the structure within itself has created a series of higher lows. I think it still could be bearish technically, the actual overall structure, but once again, we're creating a series of higher lows here. If you were to use a trend line, obviously we can visualize it without it. We are creating some higher lows. And if we begin to break above that previous daily candles high, break above our own current weekly candles high, then there's a high probability at that point there we could continue to the upside. We're also going to mark in the current daily candles low and just see what we've got below that level as well, because that could provide for some potential options on a sell upon a deeper pullback. Onto the 4 hour time frame just now. What we can see is the 4 hour is pretty much in an area of consolidation up at the resistance. We have actually in the previous candle which just closed, pretty strong catalyst, so finally closed above these bodies to the left hand side. If we were to zoom out a little bit further, we're now above all these candles to the left. We're also above this previous support here to the left. So that would suggest to me that once again that could be a catalyst to meaning we could have a higher probability at this point. We want to begin to break that 4 hour candles high for us to continue to the upside. As far as support and resistance, I'm going to mark in the most recent support resistance. I'll wait until I go down to the 15 and the 30. But at this rate, would be options above the previous 4-hour candles high, and options back at the support. Now we will go down to the 30-minute time frame, and let's see what we got on the gold. So 30-minute time frame is still definitely bullish, and we have just recently created, you could argue, a higher low, and since bounced off and created a higher high within the micro trend. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this zone across a little bit, and now what I'm likely going to be looking at on gold, and what I'm going to add is not quite, I can't add a zone just yet, we don't have resistance, no, only at the highs. So I'm going to add in a zone at the highs, and straight off the bat, we know it's going to be options for the buys above that point there. I'm going to see a closure above this 2669.85, and that would present an option to take some continuation buys above the previous daily candle high and above the current weekly candle high. Now, if we do form a resistance just here, we do form a bit of a pause, depending on the strength of the pause. So what I'm going to do is mark in this previous level of resistance, which we have just broken out of. What I mean by the strength of it, if it's a weak closure, and we can use the fib to determine or not whether it's a weak closure or not, be the other way around. And if it closes really above the 50, just zoom in here, but preferably above the 0.382, that would be enough to suggest to me it's a weak closure on the bearish candle itself. And if we were to break on the following candle, it'd be a high probability, so break the high, there'd be a high probability that we will continue and make the move up towards the previous daily / current weekly candles high. So I'm going to leave that level marked in. And if we get the closure above that point, closing back week bearish, seeing we've come from the lows of the day, basically, to this point here, to the high, I see a bit of a pause in price action. So for the potential buy, so we'll put at this stage buys above, but again, just have to wait for the right confirmation. Further potential options are going to be buys upon the pullback to retest this resistance, and if we do respect it and I get the right signal in price action, I can look for my options to potentially buy above that point there. Now, if we do come back down, it looks likely we will. Once again, market can't just trend all the time. At times it's going to cool down a bit, pull back, grab some more liquidity from the market. So this is again a likely destination. We do consolidate only to start to close below it, then we're going to have options at that point to take a sell as well. So we'll look for some potential sells below this 2663.5, and we'll just draw that in. Sells below, and that is pretty much it on the gold, guys. And obviously entertain some sells from higher up if it does make the move, but that's it for the time being. Hopefully that all makes sense for gold, guys. Welcome to everyone on the stream, welcome to everyone on the TikTok stream, welcome to everyone on the YouTube stream. I appreciate you all, and without further ado, let's have a look at GJ. To remove these drawings of chart I sent in not all that long ago to the members group. All right, so looking at the weekly time frame, and what we can see just now is what a big pullback it's been off the back of yesterday and obviously today. So the earlier parts of the week we're hovering around the previous weekly candles high. We're since rejected, and if we are to now pull back and break the low of that previous weekly candle, having rejected this resistance yet again, the high probability that we will make a move, and a more substantial move back down to potentially 191. Doesn't all have to be this week, but that could be a likely destination on the daily time frame. Now again, we are trending to the downside within the actual candles themselves. Nice reversal formation, that evening star sort of pattern earlier from a few days back. But what we can see is we are at a level of interest. We are at a very strong support on the daily time frame just here. So it's definitely a level that I'd probably be more willing to look for the buys as opposed to selling it into it. And therefore the sells are likely going to either come on a closure below that zone. So let me just move this horizontal, closure below that zone in 194.068, or look, we could get buys from this point here, but otherwise the more probable buys will come from level B, which is above the current daily candles high. Seeing the daily has lower high, lower low to the previous, if we were to continue to the downside, then we would not really have much of a need to pull back and break our own high. To do so, we can say we're probably bouncing off this support. It's obviously a big level of liquidity, and that could be enough to suggest we could make another deeper pullback, potentially back up to 197.50. Onto the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours, so that lines up perfectly with the daily high. So we're just going to mark in the resistance just above it for the time being. That is the current levels. I'll change that to gray. 4 hour structurally is bullish. Nothing has changed. We're back at the last significant high low. So we're retesting the 4 hour structure at the moment. We do respect it once again. Makes sense to look for the buys from lower down. On to the 30-minute time frame, and we are also technically bearish. Now, interesting thing here, guys. Oh, who's noticed something? Bet you just tapped into the 50%, and look at it now. Right on it. You can't make this shit up, guys. You cannot make it up. It's something I've tested for a long period of time now. How often, when you have a 4 hour zone, a high time frame zone, price will pull back down into about the 50% of it, bounce off it enough to get some, at least TP1, 10, 20 pips or so, before it might eventually continue in the direction of the trend. So in this case, it would have given you a nice early win on GJ. But nonetheless, we're not in it, so all good. Just going to adjust this zone to support over here. All right, so on GJ, we don't necessarily need to pull back any further because we've already tapped into the higher time frame support. Now, what I want to see is the entry point for me at this stage comes, more probable entry point, I should say, comes above this point here. Above 195.071 to be exact. That point there will be we'll be flipping a 30-minute structure once we have the closure above it. So at this rate, and also not only that, but we're actually forming a bit of structure if we do pop above it. So other than just looking for a counter or close back bullish at the moment, there is no structure to give you the right confidences and confirmation, or confidence for that matter, take a buy option at this rate. So I'm going to place the buy above once we have the confirmation of the 30-minute structure flipping back bullish. Once again, further buy options. Look, if we do pop down, maybe consolidate, start to pull away from the consolidation, I may consider a buy from lower down. So potentially buys from this point here. And now for the sells. Do we have any margin below? Not really. So below we need clean impulse and then pull back. So for the sells at this rate, all I'm probably looking for is pullbacks. Pull back to retest 195 flat roughly. And if we reject, that is the more likely destination for me, or more probable area to get involved in some potential sell options. So that is GJ, guys. My preference is always to trade gold. So we'll keep a little bit of an eye on gold. So the 15 doesn't look like it's going to give us the option. It looks like it's closing a bit too strong. So what we do now is we go up the time frames and we wait to see how the 30 closes. If the 30 closes above that horizontal, then it would be a valid buy option. It still could make the move just now. So what I would suggest for anyone who might be interested, and once again, low risk, first week back, markets are very volatile at the moment. I'd be looking for a buy just above the high, current daily candles high. So long as this candle closes above this white horizontal, very simple, that's it. Just create the rule. Something that I'm, familiar with, a pattern I'm familiar with in price action, create the rule and stick to it. So if it does close above that horizontal, closing bearish, I'm going to wait for a bit of a lower wick, and I'll look to take a buy as it breaks. If it doesn't close above that point, I wait for the 30 and see if that does. So I see markets. You'd be looking at 26.67.12 roughly. The potential entry point. We could get it. Everyone, welcome. Nick, check out maybe. Yeah, all right, all good. Oh, good morning to you. Lau, good morning. Beats, everyone in the YouTube chat, if you could smash the like button. So we're potentially looking at the gold just now. Sorry guys, I'm running around like a headless chicken. Make it to the stream, but I am here nonetheless. Members, the link has been sent. Sketchmas, good morning to you. Oh, I was late too, so don't worry. I was 10 minutes late. So you're all good, mate. You didn't miss nothing. Looks like we missed out on some potential gold buys, but again, what you can do about Irona, sell right now. Gold. Not for me. I'm looking for, well, it's not ticked the box on the 15, so I'm waiting for the 30 now to see where it closes. And once again, if we close above this horizontal just here, highlight it so just in case you guys can't see it properly, close above that line on the 30, that will make the 30-minute candle, because I wanted to close bearish, provide a bit of a pause with price action, so it may mean the 30 closes somewhat like so. And then as it begins to break on the next M30, bit of a lower wick, and I would take the buy. That's what I'm currently looking at. For the sells, don't really have any sort of confirmation to do so right now. I think we need to be a little bit more patient with the sell option. For me, it's not quite tapped into anything to warrant a sell at this point. Because all I'm seeing is we've formed resistance within the middle of a clean area of price action. So my concern is about selling it. First of all, there's a few things. We are trending bullish. We are in an uptrend. The weekly is forming a strong bullish candle. So is the daily. So my concern is that if I was to take a sell below a minor support just here and it triggered me in, once again, could be just a little bit of a pause in price action in order for us to grab a little bit more liquidity. So I may put you in a few pip profit and then it just shoots straight back up and it ends up back at these highs. If it happened at resistance or at even a minor level on the 15 over here, then I would consider a sell. But the fact of the matter is, where it's happened is within, you know, this clean area. There's nothing there at all to the left. It's just one clean candle. Most recent price action to the left. So my preference is to buy it at the moment. All good, Arona. Feel free to ask questions, guys, both YouTube and TikTok. Should I hold buys in from 56, James Elliott? 56? So you're looking good, mate. Wow. Really good. Look, what you could do is you could trail a stop loss if you like, just so you're not going to give back too much profit. For me, it depends. What is it? Is it a swing trade? Is it an intraday trade? Are you just scalping it for quick profits? What's the deal with it? If you're looking to swing trade, well, obviously you're going to have a much wider target. I don't know what you're targeting, but my immediate target, if I was in a trade right now, would be 26.60, 69.80 roughly, 26.70. Yeah, that's a a realistic target. It's the next level of resistance. And therefore, if I was in the trade and had the runner from 56, I'd probably trail it to just back below this previous resistance, just in case we come back down, retest it, respect it, and then hit back up and grab some more liquidity and make the move up. But I feel I'd be managing it personally. I wouldn't want to give back so much profit. Take 40% at 65. Nice one. Yep. All right. See, I probably would have taken 80%, but then again, I take 80% at, as most of you guys know, 10 plus pips, because I'm a scalper. Hold on to a runner, but it's just what works for me. But all good. Thank you for the question. Feel free, guys. Welcome to everyone on the TikTok stream right now. YouTube, how's things, guys? How's the week been? Ben Smith, any thoughts on EU? Yeah, I'll have a look for you. Thank you for the follows, guys. I appreciate it. Alright, so EU. Alright, so the weekly's flipped back bearish. Again, previous weekly was a strong bearish candle. A lot of news to come, which will impact obviously the majors, the EU being one of those. But all the majors are in a big downtrend at the moment. Daily candles are continuing to the downside, not yet quite popped back down to the support of 102.651. Let's just mark in the current day's high and low and see what we've got either side of it. For potential options, the 4 hour, believe it or not, is actually bullish, and it will remain bullish until these lows. But either way, we're definitely in a downtrend. Be marking in this level of resistance. Support, we'll wait to see what we've got in the 30. It's a bit tricky, but it looks like it could be some buy options above that point there. Now I'm just going to drag that up. That's where you're going to be looking for more probable buys. You got clean traffic to the left above that point, so buys above 103.244. Sells are going to be difficult. Unless, I mean, yeah, would have had to be in a sell already, because quite frankly now you're running into levels of support, so it's very difficult to the downside. There is no clean traffic. What I probably want to see for the sells is once again another pullback. The higher the better, gives you more margin to play within, like so. And for the buyers, you're right in the middle of this range, and it's a very choppy range at the moment. The price action is quite indecisive, so similar to the sells, I like for it to come down, make a strong move down, nice clean move down, and then look for the buy options from lower down. That's my opinion of EU. Yeah, hopefully that made sense. So I'm watching gold to see where his 30 closes, and if it closes above this horizontal, I'll be looking for a buy on the next M30. Appreciate all the followers, guys, and everyone on both TikTok and YouTube. Welcome. That's the 1,000 followers. Nice one. Feel free to call out pairs, guys. If anyone is interested in me looking at other pair, I will happily do so. But I personally trade gold, GJ as well. Primary focus that being gold. Pepperoni. I'm sorry, my friend. Sorry to hear it. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. We get rugged in all forms, in basically everything. Be diligent of potential scams. I appreciate all the follows, guys. What time frame? This is right now. It's 30. Reason being is because I was looking for a confluence, well, confirmation, sorry, on the 15, which didn't present. The same confirmation slash catalyst could now present on the 30 and it would be valid, but at this rate it doesn't look like it will. But predominantly I'm on with gold, also now the 15, 30, 15, and the 5 minute. 5 minute is just trash at the moment, just pure consolidation, so very indecisive, which makes it very difficult. Leo, going to you. Carl, you made a massive error looking at charts without your morning coffee. That's disastrous, my friend. I've got my evening. It's not a hot coffee because it's too hot here at the moment. The Kelsis? What's consolidation? Oh yeah, on the minor time frame, a lot. Mr. X, what do you think? Hey, boy, gold? You're talking about buy gold? Yeah, not for me, not at the moment. I'm just waiting for, once again, the confirmation which I wanted, which may not yet present. Oh, what I think about gold. Yeah, so I prefer to buy it. As I mentioned before, it either comes down to the continuation buys, but I still need the right confirmation. Right now we're closing back too strong on the bearish candle, so that will likely require me to wait for a little bit more data rather than just taking an impulse entry. But the high, otherwise I could look for buys from lower down, and if we do pop back down to its previous resistance, bounce off it only to close back into the range below, then I could also look for options to potentially sell it. It's just a matter of patience. I created my first read today, believe it or not, talking a bit about patience. And yeah, that's what I am. It is a massive strength of mine. Sharif, good morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. To ping trader. Well, should be going 2670 again. 1 hour is not yet sell. No, I'm not interested in selling it until I have definitely right confirmation. So even if it does just pop below 2663.50, doesn't mean I can sell it. I need, again, a bit of support, break below support, which was, again, at previous resistance. And I would consider it. Yeah, it does look like it's heading up to 2670 on all the time frames, to be honest, not just the 1 hour. Thank you for thank you to the person who just sent that thing on TikTok. I appreciate it. Thank you for follow as well. Alright, so the 30 is not closed above this horizontal, so I can now remove it. And now we need to wait a little bit longer. I don't have any confirmation to sell it, nor would I sell it into this previous resistance because you don't have the margins. It's very difficult at the moment. GJ would rather it pull back before I'm selling it. Oops. Beats. Yeah, that's being worked on. I've got someone working on that, so there'll be a lot more content being pushed out. Supposed to be a little bit of a rebrand. It remains unbelievable that you only have a few viewers per stream on YouTube, and those channels that do have a lot of viewers, you go crazy with the stupid bullshit. Yeah. Again, it will happen. It'll get up there. I'm really confident of that. And like I've always said, what I do on stream, I feel it's quite easy to you know, go off on your own and replicate and make it work. Whereas a lot of the other ones where you look at, you're entering at this whatever fair value gap, whatever, anywhere, and on different time frames, and it just gets confusing for the average person. Sounds easy, but when they go off on their own, they see everything as a fair value gap or whatever, get absolutely destroyed. Sean, not too bad, mate. How are you? Welcome. Beats hardly learn anything there. Yeah, look, I'm sure there's some good streamers, but we know where it's at. And I'll continue to, to provide. There'll be things throughout the year which, should hopefully grab a little bit more attention. Sean, all good, mate. I was also late to the stream. It's like the majority of us are late today. I'm not the only one. Had a crazy afternoon here. Almost at one point thought I was going to make it, to be honest. Batman finds what's TP on JPY if it's the buy zone. Well, it's at the buy zone, but again, I can't just buy it. I need the right catalyst, and I need confirmation. TP, follow your plan. My plan is to, I'm a scalper. I look for, small movements within the market. I'm happy to start securing at 10 plus, especially when you're trading within a range. If you're leaving a range into a clean area, that's where I'm more likely to hold it before I secure anything. But buying from support, I need to see, especially after it's been a pretty strong sell-off, I'll need to see a little bit of consolidation, and that is the much more probable entry. One bullish candle at the moment is not quite going to cut it for me. Because I'd argue, if you wanted to be involved in a sell, you probably should have been in at this point here. It's, you know, a bit too early. Arona, is there a list of viewers' names when you're live? On TikTok, yes. But it just constantly changes because everyone's flicking a lot of the time. But it does give me the analytics at the end of it to say, you know, who was on for the longest and all that. What happened? That's all good, mate. Nothing major. Just need to sort something out quickly. Took a lot longer than what I thought it would. So. Yeah, it's definitely way off gold. GJ's, you just gotta let it do its thing. It's pound weakness more than anything. Obviously, look at the pound in comparison to the other majors. It's really selling off at the moment. Big Cat's probably doing the same. Yeah. Yeah, so there's more strength in the euro. And the Aussie is in regards to the majors. I'm assuming Canadian dollar as well. So look at fast poll. Chinese yuan highest in 18 months. Look at gold if there's anything. Nothing big. I mean, be wary. Trump could come out any moment and tweet something. He did it yesterday. Did it yesterday, well, I think just before I hopped on the MY call with the members. And he shifted the market big time, so it happens. Rona, it's pretty sick. Actually, didn't know. Yeah, it's cool. It gives you all the data, all the analytics. Need gold to move. Yeah, it would be nice. I had a pretty significant move prior to the stream. Sean, have you seen UJ maybe setting up for reversal 1 hour time frame? Yeah, potentially. Potentially creating that lower high. What other confluences are there? 30-minute looks better below that level. Kind of rejecting this support, which lines up with a little bit further to the left, that support. Yeah, I'd be liking the sell options as well. All right, let's see, gold. Time to wake up a bit.
Hi, Justin.
Bill, g'day, mate. How are you?
I'm alright. How about you?
That's it. Not bad, mate. Not bad. Thank you.
How is the day going?
Yeah, just quiet for the time being, waiting for potential gold buys.
Yeah, that looks clean.
Yeah. I can't yet. Look, the impulse entry kind of makes sense because you've got a potential liquidity grab. right now because you've broken a lot of that previous candle. But to continue bearish, there would be really not much need to break the previous candle's high. And if it did so, it would suggest that maybe it's just grab some liquidity from downside in order to make the final move up to 2670. I'd really prefer this rate a nice strong closure, but let's watch on the 15, because if the 15 closes strong bullish, then I might consider an impulse entry based off that 30-minute liquidity grab theory and the fact that we are traveling into some clean traffic. We have made a pullback within price action after an impulse to the upside, so watch it even on the 5 a little bit. I definitely, before an entry, would like to see a nice strong 15 closure. How about yourself, mate? What are you looking at today?
I'm looking to get some shots on EU.
Yeah, it's been obviously a big downtrend.
Yeah, but the range is not so much encouraging, given all those. I'm looking at it on the alley. On the alley, it makes a little bit sense, but there is not much range, so it's kind of tricky. A little bit.
Yeah, there is not much margin to the downside, unfortunately.
Yeah. However, and if I would like to get involved a little bit below the low, or if it would maybe go down and create and come back up to create a, because this, it's not looking that encouraging, actually.
No, it's one of those ones where sometimes you turn the computer on or the charts on for the first time of the day, and you're seeing it's like, oh god, why couldn't it have been on earlier? Prices up here or something.
Yeah,
you've missed.
That's what I'm. I'm looking at it like it could have been better to get in at the high, very high there would have been,
especially on the
way better. Yeah, but it is what it is. I'm not really that bothered. I got a really good one yesterday.
Nice one.
So yeah, the trade I think I mentioned it on the stream that I was going to get involved in it. Then
you often do.
The volume. Yeah, the volume in pre-NY, it just, I was still holding it. I had already placed my stops at break-even and was just holding it. And full position as well. I did not close any percentage, so it was a nice one.
Good work, mate. Well done. Alrighty, guys. I'm not, to be honest, I think gold's not too bad.
Just for the gold, I think in this case, taking an impulse it will not be that bad.
Yep.
If it were to break with time to maybe not close to the closure of the candle.
Yeah.
If it was to break with some time left, it would be okay.
Yeah, I agree. You don't want to break in the last few minutes of the 30 because it could pull back to leave the upper wick, and I mean, it doesn't have to, it could continue, but it's always that little bit of a concern that it could pull back and then you're stuck in a bit of trouble. So we want this fib, it has to close strong bullish bump to look for an impulse entry. Big Dog, how are you traveling today on the trades, mate? Yeah, nothing just yet. I was late to stream today. Had a fair bit going on.
Anyone involved on the GU trade? It's been melting like.
It's not stopped.
Nah, still going down.
Oh wow.
After the huge drop yesterday, it's still just flying down.
I know Franco's not here today. He messaged me before. He won't be able to make it. I'm sure he would have taken that. Probably just there. That is beautiful.
Yeah, on the alley it's even better.
But for me, I'm seeing that weak pause tapped into back above that support. Got marked in for way to the left. Rejecting, closing weak bullish. That's my entry right there. That's where I would have. That's exactly what I'm talking about in gold. What I wanted to see on to the upside on the bearish candles up here, which didn't present. But yeah, that's the hourly. Yeah, the hourly looks fantastic as well. Wow, this thing is completely dying. GJ, look at that. GJ's, this is good. I like it because it's not clean to the left. So the cleaner the move now, the better. Will make it easier to look for trades moving forward. Because then you open up the choppiness to the left over here, and then you're playing within clean traffic yet again. So the cleaner, the deeper the move, in my opinion, is best at this point. If it comes down a little bit further, then begins to pull back, you may see a little bit of structure forming on the way back up, but you're probably going to find that you're still going to have these pockets within the range itself created by this impulse down that will give you options to maybe sell it from. It could be from this point here, maybe able to squeeze enough from this point here, and then the final option will be from below upon continuation. So that's something you could definitely be looking out for. Once again, guys, this is free education, so that's actually what we're here for. Yes, I'm more than happy to take trades when they present, but it is purely for educational purposes, and I dish it out on the daily. So if you could, make sure to, guys on TikTok, smash that screen. YouTube, hit the like button. Bruno, g'day to you. Under 64 looks clean. Yes, it does. Definitely does, but I want to see it react to this zone, because otherwise I've got no catalyst. I don't even yet have a 15-minute pause. So if we were just to close now below, as you'd be aware of, and as the other members will be aware of, we've done nothing here as far as we're not engulfing anything. We haven't broken a minor support within this candle on the 15 or anything like that. So to me, it's just what it could do is just pull back to create that higher low and trend back bullish to the upside. So what would give me more confidence that it may not do so is if it forms a bit of minor support. Let's say it's to be around here, because then seeing the form support, if we were to continue bullish, there really is not much of a need to break it. We'd just head back up and end up, creating a higher high. However, if we were to obviously begin to break it, then I feel it's a high probability at that point there, being chucked to the left, that we could make the move back down. So, oops. So that's something you could, keep an eye on. But we're coming towards London Open. Once again, I want to see a nice strong closure, and I would still consider the buy option. Thank you for all the follows, TikTok. Appreciate it. We got over that 1,000 today, so it's a big milestone. We're going to get it up higher and higher all the time with the help of you guys. It's in P trades. You're expecting buyers. I think the important thing is to have no expectations, to be honest, because the markets could do anything. My analysis is telling me it's more probable that we will continue to see upside, but I'm fluid within the market, and if I see fit and I have the right confirmation, I'm happy to sell it against what my actual bias is telling me right now. So probabilities are that we will likely continue up, but I'm I'm very much prepared if we don't, for options to get involved in a sell. Sean, let me have a look at that chart for you. Euro pound. All right, interesting. 15-minute support, we'll take it. Comes back to retest. Yep, I think it's a pretty good option, because if you, again, you're a bit late, you said today, so if you weren't involved from lower down, I'd look at it thinking a little bit late to the party. I'm not sure what's to the left. You've likely got some resistance. So yeah, the best thing you can probably do right now is just be patient with it and wait for that to happen, for it to come back down. And it's a more probable entry. So yep, I agree. What asset is that? This is gold at the moment. Thank you for the follows yet again to everyone who is following on TikTok. Sean, that's a really good idea. Put the alert. I know you've probably got other things on in the background. You're probably at work or heading to work. But so long as you've done the analysis prior to it, and you can actually, you know, be on the chart to execute. Look, I don't encourage or I don't recommend trading off your phone. But if you've done the analysis prior to it, then I can understand why you would. And I think you probably look at a slightly bigger TP than what I would normally do, so you probably don't need to be as strict with the management. Because managing a trade off the phone when you're scalping is not easy. It is really not easy. So I use... Good segue. I use this little device. Actually, I don't use this at the moment. I'm using the on-screen version. And that helps me to manage my trades quickly and easily. And there is a link for those of you on YouTube to that. When you get, I think it's 25% discount on MagicKeys if you use my link with the promo code. So if anyone is interested. TikTok, have a think about follow me over on YouTube as well, because you never know, TikTok, I've been banned multiple occasions. So yeah, you can find a link on my profile for the YouTube channel. Sorry, missed a few questions. Is the blue line an entry point, Don? Potential entry point, but again, I need some sort of confirmation from that level. Trading, nice, thank you. You just earned 1,000, well done. Real Sonita, are we selling? No, I'm not in a sell. Not in a buy as well, to be honest, I'm just waiting. Now, I mentioned this to the members yesterday. A nice cast here would be the 15 engulfing, closing M30 back bullish. Long wick into the range below. Preferably closing back above this support. Normally that's a really good trigger. But when it's made such a big sell-off, I kind of want to see a little bit more. I kind of want to see a bit of structure form. If it was to happen, for instance, at this support just here, coming from this high, by all means, I would be executing upon that. But when something is trending very strongly, in this case to the downside, looking at the daily, we're in a really strong downtrend within the current day's candle and throughout the week. The last few days anyway. It's very difficult just buying it based off one candle. Rans, thank you. Rans, thank you for the follow. Sean, they should have a mini one that you can plug into phone. To be honest, I thought they were doing something like that. Not bad idea either way. Bruno, definitely worth having it. I agree, it makes life so much easier when you're scalping. You don't have to worry about calculating lot sizes or do all that for you. You just got to input either a fixed lot per trade or percentage lot per trade. About percentage per trade, percentage risk. I trade fixed lots. But I feel for people who are not as experienced or finding it difficult with their consistency, their results, I think it's probably best to stick to percentage per trade and stick to like 1 or 2%. Because at times I'm risking about 5% a trade sometimes because of the fixed lot size. Mighty Stud Productions, thank you for the follow. Alright, so this is where I want to see a bit of a, if I'm to sell it, a bit of a bounce off this level, maybe a 15-minute bullish candle. Only for it's being gold. We had similar yesterday. I think it was on the MY core, it was this core, I'm not sure. But it happened to just melt too far. To be honest, I love this shit because I'm in total control of my own trading. I'm not dictated by emotions or anything like that. Just following a simple set of rules that work for me at certain levels. Very simple. I have a 130-page course that I made, which includes video, content, screenshots. It's all in there. That's all I do. I follow it. The VIP members have access to it. Alright, so it's dropping just now. Again. Not much I can do about it, so I can plan though. And if we do close below, prior to an entry, want to see a bit of a pause yet again. On the 15th, we'll be fine. That will be more than fine. We could potentially look to price action itself at London Open, how the candle forms. Thank you for the universe. No idea what it is, but I appreciate it. So what I mean by that is if the candle opens up and it drops, pulls all the way back up, maybe even into the range above, only to reject, I may set a sell stop. Oh, you're sending it to someone else. I have no idea how it works, TikTok. Let's see. This is gold. So now it all comes down to price action at the open. Simple price action. So we're definitely focused on gold. We're not going to bother with GJ. Sean, we've got 2.5 minutes, so I can quickly look at your chart. Appreciate the effort. Alright, so pound yen started on higher time frame, narrowed down to this to get better entries and waiting. Yep, I agree. Yep, that's pretty much the same level I think I've got, so yeah. It's good and it's made a nice clean move now. So even if it popped back above this support and just straight back up and there's no entry, no way to get involved in the buy, to be looking for it to form a lower high. It could potentially form a lower high at this previous support, or it could come up a bit higher and reject the resistance. And that's where you could also look for a price action signal. Looking at the 5 minute. Yeah, it's purely coming down to price action at the open. So I want it to, again, pop straight down, break the low of this candle, then pop all the way back up to create upward wick, only to reject. And then that will convince me that there's enough of a reason, if we were to break our own low yet again, that we're likely going to head back down to this support. That is exactly what I've been waiting for. If you want to take continuation sells, up to you guys. I can understand it. We're back below. Probably worth a small entry. What's the candle type? Let's see. Currently the M30, but I also look at the 15 and the 5. Buy or sell? Looking for a now potential sell. All comes down to price action at the open. So having MagicKeys helps me to get involved when I need to quickly. So have we just grabbed a little bit more liquidity for the open in order to head back up? Let's wait and see. London open, guys. We want down. That's good. Now we want up. There is, for me, no way to get involved in this at the moment. Now we want to pop up, and if it pulls back, retest this zone, I will set a sell stop. Back below the current candle's low. It will give me a better stop loss as well. So it won't be, at the moment, it'll be about 40 pips. Really want to pull back a little bit further. And if you want to take it right now without the deeper pullback, again, lower the risk. Probably have your stop loss back above the resistance. Dawn UJ nearly come into the area. I was waiting to sell off, but just missed it. And coming down a bit, but we'll wait. And I'm sure we'll come back to retest. Patience. Yep, it's all about patience, mate. Really want to pop back up. It's the first minute and a bit of London. Again, if you are now in a sell, good way to manage it would be seeing we have a lower high, lower low. There is not much of a need to pull back and break our own high again. So stop loss could now be just above it. Give it a little bit of breathing room. That's how you can manage the trade if you are currently in a sell. Or to do trade personal account, personal. I had a bad experience with a funder account. I had a 300k account and it was passed trading it. Drew a payout and all of a sudden I had, well, not initially said I hard breached the account, but something came up that I was very close to hard breach, even though it's not true. I stopped trading the account, waiting, and then when I went to, I was not getting a reply, went to trade again. I couldn't log in, and then they said I hard breached because I was inactive for 30 days. So gotta be very careful with funded accounts. That was a good 4.5 Aussie dollars down the drain. Oh, 78, do you tell us when? Yes, I do. But again, I wanted to pull back a little bit higher. It's not quite done that. And limit order doesn't matter. And that prop firm, for anyone who is interested in prop firms, is only funds, not to be mistaken, only fans. Should have known by the name of it. I call it only scams. So whatever you do, don't sign up with them. Bonjour. Kimaka, welcome. I remember that name. Alright, so gold's moving now. Yeah, this one is. want it to happen a little bit higher up, but anyway, nothing you can do about it. Better than taking a loss, that's for sure. Nice one, Arona. Good work. Good work. Now we'll be on tomorrow, guys. Last year, the last few months of the year, I wasn't trading Friday on stream, but it will be for the time being. Tomorrow it's a big day. Obviously, we've got NFP. So, all right, is this recent or do I need to refresh? No, that was from yesterday. So for our session, we don't really have any high impact news. But we can see NFP 12:30 AM on Saturday morning my time. That's Friday afternoon in the UK, Friday morning in the US. That's gonna be a big one. There, Maho. Sorry guys, the chat's moving a bit. Buy again if don't breaks. Still gonna be buy options. I mean, now it'd be nice if it popped down a bit lower. Real Sunita, thank you for the follow. Going all good, mate. I hope you have a good one as well. A little bit of indecision at the open. Which is to be expected. Rona, market's closed for NY, correct? No. Unless something has happened I'm unaware of. Forex is 24.5, so remote opens on a Monday, opens, I think it's 8 AM New Zealand time is when markets open, pretty sure. That's what, about 6 AM my time or something, and they go all the way and don't stop ticking until the 5 PM close for New York on the Friday, after Friday evening. And obviously crypto goes 24/7, options goes 24/7. You trade OTC. Thank you for all the follows, guys, on TikTok. If you're really interested in learning, if you're keen on learning, just turn up on a daily, you'll learn a lot just from the stream. Rick Gold's been all over the place this month. Hard to read it. Yeah, it has been quite volatile, and it will be a lot of news to come. Obviously, Trump has a big effect on that, and on the 20th he's inaugurated. It's actually an it's more US holiday, so I suppose it's not a bad day for it to actually happen, but expect a bit of volatility on Tuesday. Ready? Glad you're making money, but all I can say is, guys, be very careful if anyone from the chat tries to message you, especially if they're very boisterous about how much they're making in the chat. Just be very careful. Rona, I read somewhere it says US markets are closed for presidents. Oh, really? Equity markets? Maybe. Currency markets, I highly doubt it. Because US equities is US based, obviously. So maybe that could be it. That could be closed. But other equity markets won't be. Currency markets won't be. Says or Kes says you have Discord chat or any? Yeah, I do. I'm not sure if the link is in my profile for Discord. Things with Discord, every time it bloody expires the link for the free group, so just DM me and I'll send you a link. To be honest, there's not a lot that happens in the free group. I do post messages, I do send some analysis into it. No one tends to reply that much. I do a VIP, and that's obviously that's where it's at. But once again, by all means, join the free group. Feel free to ask questions and chat away. Paul, hope you're well. Yeah, good one, mate. Just quiet, really quiet, to be honest. I think I mentioned yesterday we actually celebrate Christmas a day late this year because we're just buggered. The family business was full throttle up until Christmas Eve. But it was relaxing. New Year's was very quiet as well. Just went to my sister's place. It was very well behaved. I only had one beer, that was it. Hope you had a good one too. Hope you enjoyed it. Yesterday, yeah, yesterday was good. I mean, a lot of quality education. Spared a couple losses by waiting patiently and sticking to the rules. Hunter? No, I'm not currently in a trade.
Have you still not taken a trade yet, Justin, this year?
No, not yet. No.
Still waiting for next week?
Yep, that was the plan all week, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just to watch the markets, get a feel for it. If I was to take any trade, it has to be top notch and it'll be very, very small risk, because I usually don't trade until, like I mentioned again yesterday, I usually don't trade till at least the 15th, 16th of January. I just don't like how the markets move at this time of year. It's quite evident. It's if EU skips pips, you know something's fishy with the liquidity. So more than happy to start going back into it, you know, full tilt next week. That's where I'll start to trust that, you know, there's more volume in the markets. How about yourself? Have you taken any trades this yet, or? It's like James is ducked out. The best trade all week was EU, which we called on stream. So trade EU. That was no, that was members on Tuesday.
Yeah, that was weird watching you fly like that.
Yeah, how crazy was it?
Never seen it move like that.
No, exactly.
EU's even slower than GE, isn't it? I would say.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
So it was strange, but it made perfect sense. Nice interruption setup, limit order buy, and did that thing move. So it's good to see the price action patterns are still presenting and playing out. Unfortunately, when I've been on the charts looking at gold, hasn't really given me one just yet, so it's all good. Bruce, them, who? Some tricky names on TikTok. BTC about to take longs. Yeah, it just keeps dropping at the moment. It's at a very strong level. I think I mentioned yesterday 92 to 90k is critical for it to hold. Doesn't mean it's in a massive downtrend after or anything. It's just a healthy pullback, in all honesty. I mean, I think if it pulled back all the way to 74k, 73.5, whatever, I think it's still bullish as far as the higher time frame picture. If that is to be the floor, the new floor, if it does retest that level, which has not yet done so since breaking it, and form support above it, I think that's very healthy for it moving forward. What's my win rate? Hunter, last year on stream was 80%, right on it. It was 79.98% or something, so 80%. DJ needs a bit of a pause, needs to form that structure. Rick, wonder if the LA fires will affect the market? Yeah, that's an interesting one. I mean, I wouldn't have thought so. But alright, this is getting a bit interesting, guys. Because what we could be doing shortly, so I'm going to remove this zone so we burst through it to the downside. We've just, we're potentially forming support at this previous level of resistance. If we now close bullish engulfing, I'm going to close the M30 back bullish, so I've got a double tick. But I can't just fly right now. It needs to hold up. And if it did, then there could be options to buy it. If not, it's like we may miss it again. But again, it's just all about planning, sticking to the rules, because they're there to protect you. Christian, buy 58. Yeah, it's a good level to buy from if it did come back down. Hunter ratio is in what? The risk to reward. I don't really worry about it too much. I like to have the minimal margin of about a 1-to-1, but I always manage my trades in drawdown, and I've got ways of, you know, securing partials which work for me. So whether that be, depending on, I've mentioned before, how clean traffic is. Sometimes it'll be 8, 9, 10. Usually it'll be minimum 10. But if, for instance, just here, we're moving into clean traffic, what I'd say is get to break even at that point, so you have no need to take a loss after being, as a scalper, being in significant profit at that point. And then you might want to target higher up. So I always start with a technical stop loss, and I always look to see how I can manage it. For instance, here I would have had, if I was in a buy right now, let's just say it's above there, my stop loss would have been below this candle. As soon as I was triggered in, I would be straight away adjusting my stop loss from this point here to probably just a little bit below the entry candle, and that would cut my risk by pretty much half, maybe a little bit more. And to push a little bit further into profit, move my stop loss to the open of the candle. I need to pull back bearish, and once it gets around that 8-10 pip mark, I just got to break even and begin to contemplate securing. I'd say how big you, well, depending on gold, it's usually anywhere between 20 and 40. GJ usually around the 20. Thank you for the follows on TikTok, guys. Appreciate it. Well and truly smashed that 1K mark, which is good. So right now we're waiting on gold. See how this candle closes. And we could have potential buy options in 8 minutes and over 8 minutes and 30 seconds. So we practice patience and we just trade the plan. Very simple. A, do you think gold is going to go to 26.69? I think there's a good chance that it could potentially get all the way up there, 26.70. Especially if it creates this higher low just now and then approaches the high with momentum and volume, and then perhaps close to MY open, you might get the next move up. Sharif, nothing. I think it's the time starting it, because I used to start just after 6 p.m. my time. So I'm assuming most on TikTok are from my neck of the woods. So it could be something to do with the algorithm starting it just that little bit earlier. I'm not sure. Because that was, when I first started streaming on TikTok, I noticed if I started at the same time I started a YouTube stream, I had no viewers the whole stream. And that was because that was during the standard time of the year, which was very early for us here in Australia. It was like, you know, 3:30 p.m. or something. Most people were still at work. When I clicked on only around the open of London, I would have like 100 people or so jump on pretty quickly. So I think it's to do with the time. Ah man, come on gold, don't just pump. Yeah, not even a 5 minute looks good to me. Yeah. The volume is crazy at the moment. Springfield dispatching, how do you manage your lot sizes? Fixed lot sizes. But once again, I recommend using about a 1 or 2%. For the most part, my trades are probably about 2 to 3% per trade. Again, they go up to about 5, and some are as little as, you know, 0.5% sometimes, but not often. We're buying on gold again without the real confirmation for me. The 5 minute as well, it's not necessarily breaking any resistance or anything. You don't have any engulfing candles. Not anyway, not engulfing a bearish candle. Ready for gold? Yeah, well, could be again back above 26.67, that sort of region. Hunter, it's strategy, it's pure price action. Look for signals within price action at specific or predetermined levels on the chart. That's what these zones are. And wait for my signal. Don't jump in out of FOMO or based on my emotions, what I think will happen. I trade what I see happening, and the way I can do that is by following the rules that I know I have for each trader. I can, as price approaches level, just by the way we're approaching, I know exactly what catalyst I need to wait for. Very simple. I mean, countless times last year when we had the patience, sometimes what happened right at the end of the stream, get the move. There are times where we don't trade for a bit because it's like this where your levels are correct but it just doesn't give you the right confirmation. So trading is all about patience and discipline. Look at this. Wow. Alright, give me 2 seconds, guys. Quick little pit stop and I'll be back. Alrighty guys, I am back. Springfield dispatching, stochastic RSI about to flip upside in 15. I actually like the stochastic RSI. One of my favorite indicators. Occasionally, sparingly, but occasionally from time to time I do flick it on when I'm with the members just to see what's going on. I have a little strategy trading options, which I do use the stochastic RSI. It's pretty much the main signal. Needs a bit of resistance here. Arona? No, I just got back from a little taller break, so I'm not in nothing. Ali, thank you for the follow. Everyone else who's following, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's go right back in the middle now. Casey, good to have you on stream. Hope you're well. Welcome back. What have we got on GJ? Yeah. It needs a pause. Still not above this previous level. We could rate that lower high, reject. It's in a big downtrend. 30-minute as far as candles, pretty nice candle. That's pretty much what you want to see. There is no structure to it. After a big move down, it's very hard to find a first in the 30 candle back up. Springfield dispatching, I do better when I make limit orders instead of market orders. Yeah, that's fair enough. Some people do. I have ways of getting involved with limit orders as well. Hey, thank you for the follow. Been holding that GJ. She trades RSA. Nice one. Yeah, so assuming you're in a sell and you've been in it for a bit of time, which is fantastic if you are. Once again, I'm really looking forward to next week because that's when definitely going to be really looking for entries. Trusting him more so than now. Springfield dispatching, always try my stop losses too, rather than make some. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good idea. I'm an advocate of that as well. What times am I usually on? Where are you from, mate? Are you over here in Oz as well? And whereabouts, if you are? Oh, wow, Chicago. Jeez, so it's what? 2-3 a.m.? So I usually start about 15 minutes prior to EU Open. So an hour and 15 minutes prior to London Open. No, nothing at the moment looks quality enough for me to buy gold right now. Wanted to get involved just here at some point, but I didn't have the right confirmation. Buying it right now, you're buying into a bit of a mess. These wicks on the 15, is consolidation on the 5. So right now, I'm probably looking at the buys above. Yeah, more likely looking for that option. Lapiot, good morning to you. What do you think about Filecoin? It's a storage coin, isn't it? Web3 storage coin. I have no opinion, no idea, to be honest. Yeah, with the crypto, I prefer to stick to Bitcoin and ETH. I don't even know why I haven't rooted up there, to be honest. Because they're obviously, some would be trading it on your regular Forex brokers. I don't really recommend it because the spreads are crazy. You're better off trading it on a crypto broker like ByBit. That's a crazy platform. I love it. So it's so much better than MetaTrader. Man, oh man, look at gold. No care in the world for anything at the moment. Paddy, the baddie, looking for gold buys, if anything, but nothing at the moment. So nothing today, so you bought Oz Gold Standard. Is that a mining company? That's on CoinSpot. Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're on. It's backed by gold. Good old CoinSpot. Good thing is, you know, your funds are safe on that broker. Spreads are terrible though. Man, oh man, look at this. Lee Elliott, you're in Chicago as well. Appreciate the effort, guys. Let's watch gold a little bit longer. Let's see if we can close above this zone. Now, a significant closure above, that being about 8+ pips, would tick off a limit order, a buy limit on a zone-to-zone trade. Rejects like so. A little bit of a pause on the next 5 minute, followed by a nice strong closure. It's close to 15. If this closed bearish, I would have a signal to sell it. Have I looked at it? The battery? No, I've not. But I think it's pretty safe. I think it's just moves with gold, 1-to-1 with gold. It does not. No, I'm not sure. But you can buy fractional gold. Gonna reject now. So it's probably not going to be as volatile, nearly as volatile as Bitcoin and all that, to be honest. Which is probably a good thing. Look, gold I think is safe as houses, as far as it, and investment, not investment advice, but Springfield dispatching, yeah, but for some reason gold likes to be volatile this time. Yeah, it does. Session open, but I mean this time of year as well, because it's also what Trump's tweeting all the time, and fundamentally what could happen soon and what is happening. But I would trust things more from next week, to be honest. Hey, the battery, I'm new to it. Put 1,000 in a week. I was buying ETH, but might let that sit. I think I want, what, you want 1 ETH, you mean? Or you want one of that gold back coin? Just sit on it, that's safe. Yeah, that's fair enough. Thank you, Springfield Dispatching, for following me on YouTube as well. Liz Bra. Difficult right now. It's just there's heaps of volume. It's nothing I'm all that familiar with. I mean, GJ's hardly moved since the open of this candle. And by the looks of it, gold could end up back down at support. Ain't hard to get. Hilarious. Nadine Duno, thank you for the follow. Alright, just thought I'd share, not financial advice. All good. None of this is financial advice. Alright, so something I would be happy to see right now to look for a potential option. This candle flips. Close this. Maybe somewhat like so on the 5 minute. Still going to close the 15 strong bearish, rejecting that resistance. Because at the moment, all it's doing is just ping-ponging between support and resistance without any real confirmation that it's going to do that move, but it just does it anyway. Unless you're purely a levels-based trader, it's making it very, very difficult at the moment. Tell you what, it's bloody hot behind these computer monitors. Ronan, Scott's work. Bruce looks like double top. Yeah, no rejection. He's got the 30-minute support. Yeah. Bruce, South Africa, nice one. Hunter, 8 years. Yeah. Oh, look at that. I've tried it all. I've done it all. But what works for me is just this, just simple price action, not using all these lagging indicators and that. Look, if it works for you guys, fantastic. I understand. Use whatever you can. Me, it doesn't really benefit me. I will use the fib a little bit. Like I mentioned, I sometimes put up the RSI, stochastic RSI, but that's more when I'm away from the stream. Hunter, you definitely learn a lot from being here. Just wait for next week. Giving myself time to get my eye in properly on live charts. I've been doing a lot of sim sessions and testing out over the couple-week break. But live charts are always different. Here we go. Is JJ gonna start to form a little bit of structure at the moment? It's a tough one. 26.67 is dangerous to take a trade. Yeah, if we approach in the right way, close above it, I think it could be a good option. Alrighty, ladies and gents, I think I'm gonna get cracking. I'm not gonna get anything just now, and I'm still yet to make myself dinner. I've been, again, started the stream late because I was really busy before the start of the stream. But I do appreciate you all for joining. We'll be on tomorrow, same time as, actually a little bit earlier, sorry, I started a little bit late today, but I will be on tomorrow. So it's 5:45 p.m. roughly for those of us over here eastern side of Australia. Those over in UK, you know drill, about 6:45 a.m. Yeah, so in the meantime, good test of patience yet again. I'm enjoying watching the charts and picking up on how things are moving early into the year. And yeah, looking forward to what is going to be a big year. If you could do so, make sure to hit the like button on the way out, guys. If you're not following me on both TikTok or YouTube, sure to give us a like and a follow. 10:45 a.m. here in South Africa. Go and have some brunch. I'm about to have my dinner. Alrighty guys, appreciate you all for joining. Take care until tomorrow. Trade safe, and I'll catch you guys then. Catch you guys tomorrow. Cheers guys. Bye for now.